Good morning and welcome to my channel. My name's Erin. This is all things spiritual, all things energy. I'm not an astrologer, but I do dabble with the planets and all the astrology things. Um, Thanks for coming. If you're new here, welcome. And I have plans for lots more content, but I've been posting videos mostly about readings in a specific sign. Let me go back to that. Not readings yet. I do private readings, personal readings, but I'm doing messages. And yesterday I did a mini read with Gemini because it got up to 15 minutes and I counted that as a mini read. So we'll see. This video happens to be about a nature message, and I am an oracular medium, so I'm a mouthpiece for the universe. I'm highly connected to nature. A lot of people just call me a fairy. It's pretty accurate. I'm wearing wings right now. And, I do lots of uplifting energy, healing, message work, and readings. I do a lot of things, but we don't need to go into that right now. If you want, you can go check out more about me in the description. Okay. And we're going to just give a nice nature message today. We're going to start, and I have animals around me. I have my two dogs are over here, just being dogs, enjoying this beautiful Saturday. So we're just going to start with this beautiful gold sheen obsidian. It's actually my honey's, but it wanted to come into the video today to say hello and just show off its gorgeousness. Thank you, Pachamama, for this splendid piece. And thank you to whoever carved this. And by the way, when stones, crystals, rocks, etc., find themselves, carved into different various shapes and smoothnesses and, all the things, they don't feel pain. They don't feel good or bad sensations. It's just an experience for them. And it seems more than not, what I'm learning is that they are happy to have the experience of whatever they're going through, and they just flow and distribute and disperse their energies as needed through all of their experiences. So there's a little truth bomb wisdom nugget about crystals and rocks for you. So, because we talk about those a lot on here too. So we're going to get started here. This gorgeous piece of selenite that my sister gave me. And I'm just going to shuffle some cards and we're going to see what comes out. A little bit. Still learning all the things about YouTube, Let's clear these cards, please. Clear their energies. And this is for you, collective. This is for you this morning. We're going to start with some flower power. This is from the Soul Power deck, or the Soul Flower deck. My honey, Jimmy Graybeard, got for me. And I'm just going to see. Let's pull a card from whatever decks that we feel called to and give you a nice little nature message on this beautiful spring day out here in Ohio. I'm right next to Lake Erie, and it's gorgeous. Oh, I love this for you guys. So you got this card, which is about the plant called Self-Heal. Self-Heal. And so this is where we're starting your message today. Self-heal is about responsibility. True healing is a journey that engages the whole of your being. It's hard work. A lot of people don't want to do it. But when you start getting into the work, you find out how much you learn about yourself that you didn't know. And it's really healing. It engages the whole of your being in a spiraling process of deeper and deeper levels of understanding and self-awareness. Self-heal, the plant, addresses the special connection between your soul and your body and encourages you to take responsibility for your own personal journey. Cheers to that, y'all. Cheers. I can tell you on a personal note that I've had a lot of growth a lot of growth and a lot of rapid growth, rapid conclusions, all those kinds of things lately. And I'm very much feeling it for the collective. A lot of people are experiencing the fire horse, the new year that we're in, year one that we're in, I should say. They're experiencing the energy as a kind of getting bum rushed with this huge wave of collective creativity kind of energy, um, waves of inspiration and waves of motivation, right? This can help with it. So, self heal. If you're someone who avidly gardens, forages, works with plants in any way, and you know about this plant, we would say this is a totem plant for you too this morning to work with if you have an opportunity. That's beautiful. I'm going to do a little animal medicine, and I'm going to do my little book review after it. I'm going to use this book. I've mentioned it before, but oh, it's worth mentioning again, people. So let's see. This is the medicine card deck, and it's all critters, all spirit critters. So let's see what kind of medicine, what kind of critters, whoa, are offering some medicine this morning for the collective in this nature message. Here we go. Oh, I love that. These little critters are so cute. We have prairie dog energies. We got prairie dog. They're such busy little critters. Whilst on my first journey as a nomad in 2024, driving through South Dakota on my way to Wyoming, in my RV. Yep, I had an RV. I still have an RV. And I was a nomad from 2024 to basically now, just a few months ago. And in South Dakota, I saw these little critters, and they were so busy and they were so communicative, right? They have their own language of communication with each other. They're very much family and community based little critters, and they all have roles like like humans. There's protectors, and there's nurturers, and there's teachers, and there's elders. We can watch nature and look at the systems that they have in place for their not only just their survival, but for how they flourish, how they thrive as a species. So that's the message with prairie dog, right? The medicine with prairie dog. And I'm going to read prairie dog too, because, well, this beautiful deck has a book that accompanies it. And I'm just going to give you the short message about the prairie dog here, because we have so much energy with it. Prairie dog is on page 225. Okay, so what is prairie dog teaching us this morning? Prairie dog. Prairie dog calls me when it's time to rest, when it's time to honor an internal quest. I go into retreat so I may see a way to replenish the potential in me. Well, and we know that prairie dogs, their homes are in the ground, right? And they have series of tunnels and caverns and, you know, um, communities underground, right? And so that very much makes sense for you. Are you cultivating your inner community, your inner garden, your inner sanctum, right? Are you taking that time to go within? Prairie dog's message for you. What are you going to find when you go within? Probably some goodies. Usually do, right? I have a feeling that the trees want to say hello, good morning. We have beautiful trees where I am living. There's beautiful trees everywhere. I've been all over the country in my nomad journeys, particularly out in the West. And every time I would get ready to come back home to the East Coast, where I'm from out West, I would get a real thrill out of watching the trees and the landscapes change from, desert and pinyon pine to, my favorite, the ponderosa pine. Got 3 trees. And then finally, when you start getting into like Texas and Oklahoma, all the trees change and you have way more deciduous trees and, tall, just like at home. And it just always is so beautiful, even though I cry every time because, the mountains disappear. It's going to happen. But the laurel tree is here for you today with a beautiful message. A lot of tree energy. We got 3 cards from the tree magic deck. Well, because we're in spring and everybody's starting to blossom, bloom, bud, all of the things. We have the hawthorn tree. Hawthorn is really, really good for you. My sister Bernetta has the, I don't know if it's the essential oil or what it is, or some sort of a mixture liquid with hawthorn. And it's very good for you. Good for transformation. Oh my gosh, and I was literally just talking about this a second ago. The pine tree. I'm a huge fan of the pine trees. I have a tattoo on my arm over here. It's all pine trees because I am very connected to ponderosa pine, especially ponderosa pine in Arizona. So let's start with the laurel tree, shall we? Oh my gosh, the laurel tree. We could be talking about mountain laurel. There are different species and varieties of this tree, but the message for you, there is no crowning glory of achievement without first being victorious over inner conflict. Starting to see a theme here? Whatever you have going on internally that needs to be acknowledged and released, you're being asked to do so. And you have lots of energies, tools, and support from the universe and from nature this morning in order to release. So release it. The pine tree is going to go last because it came out last. We're going to talk about the hawthorn tree. The laurel tree is about victory, personal victory. The hawthorn tree is transformation. Hawthorn is the equalizer of fortunes. What is extreme must change to its opposite. So as you're in there, in your inner sanctum, your inner garden, pulling weeds, you've got some really good gloves, and you might have some really good tools to make sure you get them weeds by the roots, if you know what I mean. And last but not least, the pine tree. Eternal love. I have a feeling this is self-love. The light of love cannot be extinguished from the heart or soul because the light is eternal. In Arizona, the ponderosa pine leak their beautiful amber-colored sap, and it's the life force of the tree. And when you work with it, I call it amber, even though it's not really technically old enough to be amber. It's sap, but the trees told me to use it like amber, as amber energetically. And it's a good tool to illuminate the parts of yourself that you do love, that you do like, that you do want to become friendlier with and develop and nurture. This might be a good card for any inner child work that you have to do. Go amongst the trees, sit with them, ask them to lend their energy to you. They will. Oh, they will. I mean, sometimes you might have a tree here or there that's like, sorry, I'm just kind of conserving my energy right now. I want to give a huge shout out to my dear, beautiful friend, Doug Davis. I call him Father Tree. He's a tree whisperer, and he is one of the first and foremost people that taught me how to approach, talk to, and work with the energy of trees. And I just want to give a shout out to Doug because I'm so grateful for him in my life. So this is a message about learning. This is a message about going within. This is a message about allowing love to transform your life from the inside out, right? This is what nature is telling us right now. We've watched the trees be dormant, asleep, no leaves, no productivity all winter as they are conserving their energy. And so now they're blooming and budding from the inside out. So, my dears, is your time. Let's see what the Earth and Bone deck has to say to finish up this message, which is turning into a mini read for you. And collective, that is so beautiful. Just gonna clear it here with Southwest incense. Okay. What does Earth and Bone? Oh, got two cards that want to speak to you. So first, we're going to go with the heart. Emotional awakening. The energy doesn't lie, right? Emotional awakening, intuition, and following your heart. So when you are doing your inner discovery work with nature, right, with your nature, right, you're meant to allow things and allow the energy to come through, to, with, and from your heart as an integration process. You're being asked to work with your heart chakra area to allow this loving transformation, this loving inner guidance to flow, right? Because anything that's coming from, through to your heart is going to immediately help to balance and nurture you and relieve you of anything that you don't need, that you don't want. It is a process. It's not an instantaneous fix, right? We all have to do our work. We can make it fun though. You have a Trinity card. Balancing decisions, priorities, and adapting to change. So there are some goals that might be appropriate for you to think about if you're really not sure what kind of inner work you're doing. This might be a good place to kind of start to shine a light into those parts and see how you feel when you go in there and look at these things. Okay. And as always, this is a collective message. If it doesn't resonate with you, that's okay. Sometimes things come out that don't make sense, and maybe they make sense later. Or perhaps you could check out another video and see if that resonates, because that happens too. So I am feeling like we're going to wrap up this mini reading. That is the goal, by the way, is to get the videos longer and longer. So we're going to use this beautiful amethyst from my beautiful, beautiful family, soul family, North Star and Skyhorse in New Mexico. Big shout out to them. So grateful for you. And I'm holding all of this love for all of my cherished humans, nature, the earth, all living beings, creatures on the earth who walk her majesty, her beauty, and sending this love to everyone and everything, everywhere, right now. Many blessings to you and have a beautiful Saturday. Bye.